Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. The topic of discussion is XRP. Because there's no way I could adequately describe how Gary appeared before the legislators in words, I've decided to alter the format of these movies today. It was embarrassingly bad. If this format works well for you, I'll attempt to stick with it in the future. Just drop it in the box below. So, Gary Gensler is going down in flames. Now, Tom Emma tore into him severely whenever Tom asked a question. Instead of answering a forum question, Gary would dodge it. Check it out. Mr. Chair, Mr. Gensler, thank you. Please limit your responses to yes or no so that we can get through as many of my questions as possible in the time we have. I was wondering if you thought it was more challenging for the digital asset market to have access to banking products and services in the United States today compared to, say, 2 years ago. If one of those enterprises came into compliance, I would not be operating it, sir. Taking back my schedule. In a word, yes, sir. Do you believe the SEC and yourself played a part in this? I believe it is our responsibility to safeguard the financial markets and the American investor. And during your time at the SEC, you have unquestionably helped me recapture my time. When it comes to bringing the crypto market into conformity, how many rules has the SEC finalized that truly function inside the current regulatory framework and relate particularly to the digital asset industry? These regulations have been in effect for quite some time. Thus, no new crypto-related rule has been finalized. We've made several suggestions, and now for the most efficient to recapture my time, the answer is 0, and we have both. And how many times have digital asset businesses been subject to SEC enforcement actions during your tenure? About 40 or 50, in my estimation. The approximate answer is 55, sir. According to my research, FTX's $9 billion loss is the largest in the history of cryptocurrency failures. When FTX went down, were you leading the SEC as its chairman? Yes. How often did you meet with FTX executives before they went under? I believe that my history with you demonstrates that we have met twice. And Terra Luna, who was chairman of the SEC at the time of its collapse, is widely regarded as the second largest crypto failure in history. Dear sir, we brought Mr. Reclaiming my time, you were. Indeed, you did. The commission is made up of 5 people. Do you consider the SEC's position to be represented by your public comments and interviews? There. Once again, sir, I can only speak for myself. You are mentioned on the SEC website as saying staking as a service providers are required to register, and this requirement should be made plain by the Kraken enforcement action. But again, you haven't laid out any guidelines for how to achieve it. Now, I like that he brought up staking, as it is crucial if you are a cryptocurrency investor, as it will eventually provide you with passive income. Go on then. Please remember that the words you make in public do not have the force of law. Expecting the American people to treat your words as if they were law is irresponsible. Is this a fair assessment of the digital asset market? To ensure that no financial dealings, products, or platforms slip through the regulatory gaps, the SEC requires more powers from Congress. To be honest, I don't see any regulation or compliance in that industry, sir. I asked you to answer my questions, and now I want to know if you agree with that particular one. Stablecoins make up a sizable portion of the cryptocurrency market, and I'm going to tell you that I'm quoting you from an article published on August 3, 2021, in which you and, I believe, you informed Congressman Hill earlier that you need congressional approval to control stablecoins. When exactly were you being honest with either Mr. Hill or myself? You need to be more forthright in your responses to these inquiries, sir. Do you worry that the digital asset business may leave the United States as a result of your policies? We're applying pressure to get it to behave itself. And if they are not following the rules, they shouldn't be selling their wares to begin with. Taking back my schedule. Madam President, I submit this April 14, 2023 Wall Street Journal article for the record, which describes China's strategy to open its banking system to crypto businesses in order to capitalize on the opportunity presented by our restrictive regulatory framework. Mr. Chair, you play a significant role in this. Chair Gensler's foreign residency was accepted, as was Binance's. Both were still available to buyers in the United States. When it hasn't worked in the past, you can't expect protection for American consumers to result from moving this industry overseas. Many times before now, indeed. You claim that, under your watch, disobedience in the cryptocurrency industry is rampant. However, blockchain-based enterprises can't possibly comply with current SEC regulations, which would be disastrous for them. Your inflexible and one-note approach to regulation has made you a useless protector of the American people and has driven American businesses into the arms of the CCP. It is clear that you intend to undermine the SEC's work and endanger the financial security of ordinary Americans by engaging in these practices, sir. It's been about a year and a half since you last testified in front of this panel. You need to explain to Congress what went wrong with your interactions with the SEC union and how you intend to fix the toxic work climate you've created there. As a result, key personnel have started leaving in droves. The regulatory approach taken towards Bitcoin spot ETF, together with the politicization of capital formation prospects multiplied by that approach, demonstrates an intellectual inconsistency. I'll be honest and say that I was taken aback by Tom Emmer's aggressive approach to him. In other words, it was a huge deal. Worse, it highlights Gary's incompetence. And all he had to do was respond honestly to the inquiries instead of dodging them. No matter what we say, he never responds with an explanation. In a separate video, I address his claim that Ethereum is a security. He dodges the question of whether or not it's a security. He refuses to give any answers because they all point to his own past wrongdoing. I agree with Tom Emmer that the current regulations don't apply to crypto, which is something he brought out that I found really interesting. No longer relevant. Moving forward, a new set of guidelines is required. Chair Gensler today testified that despite having given numerous courses on crypto, he does neither own or utilize any such technology himself. No one should be expected to teach a class about something they have never experienced firsthand. Truthfully, I am aware that Gary Gensler has made use of crypto. At one point in time, he must have owned it. In 2021, Ripple asked the SEC to force the company to reveal how much XRP each employee had. Reportedly, the court has given the SEC until September 3 to react at the time, but once again, even in 2021, I think Ripple knew they were holding XRP, just as they knew they were holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Today's SEC workers likely still have some XRP stashed away. That's why they shouldn't cancel the event. One of the best ways to make money right now. You decide to put money into XRP. As soon as this case is resolved, XRP will surge in value. And you can rest assured that things will only improve for Ripple from here on out. There's also this. Now, many were perplexed by this, given Gary's mention of ongoing debates around XRP. Is XRP a security in your opinion? This matter is now being discussed and litigated in court. You're involved in a lawsuit. Therefore, he claims, dynamic dialogues are necessary. Is he discussing terms of a compromise with Ripple? Possibly. That is the predominant line of thought surrounding this topic at the moment. The XRP market cap has increased by 2% in the past day, hitting an astounding $27 billion, while Ripple executives wait for the conclusion of Gensler's SEC testimony and $60 billion in XRP transactions that sparked excitement ahead of the SEC hearing. Ripple Labs and its executives have been watching this major development closely as they await the outcome of the testimony presented in a protracted legal struggle with the SEC. Without a doubt, Ripple is monitoring the situation closely. And if you consider what happened today with Gary Gensler, you can only be more optimistic about the future of XRP. Many customers increased their purchases after witnessing Gary at work. Rep. Ann Wagner of Washington likens the Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC new aggressive agenda and enforcement measures to the 2008 financial catastrophe. This is something more I have to play for you. It has been 18 months since you last testified in front of this panel. The rate at which your agency is pushing through rulemakings is unprecedented since the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, and my coworkers and I are eager to have a conversation with you about this. However, neither a widespread market collapse like the one we witnessed in 2008 nor a congressional mandate drives your goal. The collective regulatory burden on retail investors, small businesses, and capital markets is not being taken into account, and it is unclear what problems the Commission hopes to solve with its 53 new regulations. It's been 8 years now. Excellent, in my opinion, because she included a discussion of ordinary investors and the SEC's aggressive objective. Some politicians and large financial institutions are likely to blame, but the public is finally starting to take notice. In my opinion, Gary is on the verge of being replaced at the SEC. I know a lot of people don't share my optimism, but I think that's where this is going. SEC Chair Gary Gensler testified before Congress and blamed cryptocurrency for the failure of Silicon Valley Bank. It's embarrassing that authorities and politicians are pointing fingers at cryptocurrency for the demise of poorly run banks. This is unrelated to cryptography in any way. Now that we have insider knowledge of this due to our involvement in crypto, we wonder what will be blamed for future bank failures if not crypto. Because it will happen soon. Indeed, all financial institutions are precarious at the moment. I have a sinking feeling that any second now we'll hear that yet another bank has failed. In addition, this SEC Chair Gary Gensler testified live before Congress today, revealing that persons who capitalize the first letter of proper nouns and emails and who charge their phones nightly are given higher credit scores. In the United States, social credit scoring is already in use, and it collects data in invasive ways. But I'll let him explain it himself. You can now easily collect information on your car's travels. Telematics is the term for this. It is possible to underwrite and approve a loan based on your social media activity. Capitalizing the first letter of proper nouns in an email may help you appear more professional, according to some research. I'll bend over backwards to help you out here. Believe it or not, having higher credit is as simple as making sure your phone is charged every night. So, what if it turns out that persons of a given race, ethnicity, or gender are more likely to capitalize letters, and it has nothing to do with emphasis? But then we'd be programming in certain biases to the systems. So, really, I can't wait until he's replaced. His true motives were obvious. You can see it in the way the weather is shifting. The way he's trying to stifle progress in cryptography is a giveaway. He's employed by another company. He's not employed by us. He's not on the side of ordinary Americans or small investors. You really needed to see some of this for yourself, so I decided to try something a little bit different with the videos today. There was no possible way for me to explain this to you. His deeds, and feel free to comment if you enjoy this format. As I mentioned at the outset of this video, I'd like to quickly conclude it. Please accept my gratitude for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who has seen my videos. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.